Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the Four of Cups. Okay. This is good. We'll take that. Four of Cups is it's a very seaworthy vessel. Yeah. This is a ship that is in the harbor, not sinking, right? Safe and sound, protected from the storms. Doesn't really have a destination. Isn't interested in sailing off into adventure, right? It's just kind of okay. It's a good starting point. It's a safe harbor. And this to me is kind of an emotional thing. I feel as if maybe you've recently got out of a painful situation. And now you're feeling like you're finally in a better place. Things have stabilized. You're not ready to go off into any more storms. Right? We like being in the safe harbor here. And this is a very good place to be, right? This is also, though, a little bit isolating. The fours are all about seeing ourselves as a separate entity. This is me, these are my feelings, I'm in here, and everything else is out there. And that's kind of scary, right? Just little old me inside this heart against the entire ocean, right? So we've got to talk about this. Yeah. Now this is our first card. Let's select our last card, and that's going to be the mystery card, the bonus card, confirmation card. One random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we're just going to set down over here. We'll put Alien Simon Wark Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Okay. So we've got our Four of Cups here. And this is, we see out in the distance. You look at this card, you can kind of see that out there, yeah, there's some storm clouds out there. Well, I'm safe. I want to stay right here. It's safe right here. I can see that weather doesn't look too good over there. So I'm going to stay here where it's safe, yeah? But that's only going to satisfy you for so long, right? See, now we've got this Seven of Swords. That's futility. This is us kind of trying to tell ourselves, trying to convince ourselves of something, right? Convince ourselves that I'm better off here. There's too much bad weather out there. I am happy here. I'm okay here. I'm going to stay here. And we try to stay on that Ace of Swords, but there are all these other influences kind of hitting us, right? These other impulses. So I feel like you really want to sail. I feel like that's what your spirit is trying to tell you, but we're trying to say, nope, I'm staying right here. I don't want any kind of risk. I don't want any kind of challenge. I don't want any kind of bad weather, right? We're really trying to avoid the bad weather here. But then here now, this intuition, this High Priestess, there's something that our spirit is trying to tell us, and we're trying not to listen, honestly. We're trying to say, no, I'm here, I'm me, I'm safe where I'm at. Because there's all that bad weather out there that I don't want to be a part of. But there's some subtlety going on. There's some, I think, some dreams. I think that there's some psychic activity, maybe some strange paranormal events, maybe even some synchronicities that you've been experiencing lately. I feel like you're experiencing a lot of anomalies, a lot of glitches in the matrix, right? And I think it's your soul trying to tell you something. It's your spirit trying to communicate to you. But it's underneath. It's this feeling that kind of is growing within us. Yeah. Now, this is the past. This is the Princess of Wands. In the past, I think you like to sail. I think that you probably had a lot of storms. You probably encountered a lot of bad weather. And this is the past, and this is kind of fresh in your mind. And it's like, I don't want to do that again. Yeah. You put yourself out there, you sail forth into the open ocean, you're going to hit a storm. Someday, sometime, it's going to happen, right? And there was a time where I think you did that kind of freely or without much concern. Yeah, this card can be a little impulsive, the Princess of Wands. Likes to sail, doesn't really think, well, maybe the weather's bad. Maybe it's not the best time. So I think this is fresh in your mind, and that's why we're trying to say, no, remember the past. Let's not do that again, right? So let's stay in this safe harbor, even if it means we're denying ourselves some opportunity, even if it means that things are going to be kind of stagnant and cold. It's better than getting back and doing this and this kind of, conflict, the tumultuous seas. Now we've got more of this kind of thought. We're really trying to convince ourselves of something, right? But with the Eight of Swords, I feel like there's some self-sabotage going on here, that it's almost as if we're trying to convince ourselves that staying here is the best option, because anytime we might leave the safety of our harbor, we're going to experience the storm. We're going to experience pain and trouble and turmoil and a broken heart and etc. I think it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think that if we see every opportunity out there as a potential storm, everything is going to be a storm, And this, I think, is that self-fulfilling prophecy, right? That self-sabotage that we're all so good at, being human beings. Let's see. Let's do another card here. Now, there's some clarity. This is us rising above the weather. I like this one. This is the Queen of Swords. This is saying, let's look beyond the weather. Let's realize that, yeah, it's the open ocean. There's going to be weather. This is that objective vantage point where we can rise above the storms. The storm, which is our own thought, really. I mean, if you just look at these air cards, this is pretty stormy too. So it's almost like we're expecting the storm to be out there, but we're kind of creating it on our own. This is a heart and a mind that are just, this is the mind trying to convince the heart that, no, you're better off staying here where it's safe, right? But now we've got the Queen of Swords that can rise above that weather and see things for what they are and realize that, yeah, we might be protecting ourselves, but we're also limiting ourselves. Yeah, there may be storms out there in the open ocean, but there's probably a lot of smooth sailing too. Probably a lot of very nice days out there. Is it worth encountering a few storms here and there in order to get to those really good days? This is the objective viewpoint that we need. And this is kind of allowing the intuition. This is us perceiving the intuition, because we can't really hear this if we're stuck in this water and air, this heart and mind, this thinking and feeling. But if we can get out of the thinking and feeling and just perceive, just experience, just have a more pure awareness, then we can hear that subtle intuition and what Spirit's really saying to us, what our soul really wants, what it's ready for. We're going to move to the path of the serpent now, and as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave me a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Okay. All right, what is our general energy going to be? If we successfully rise above the weather and get this different vantage point and we're able to hear our intuition, well, now we've got this connection with the fire. Now we're ready to take risks again, but we're doing so much more informed this time. Right? It's not the haphazard, impulsive princess of wands. Now we've gone through this process. Now we're a little bit more responsible, a little bit more mature, a little bit more aware. We've got a little bit more clarity. So now we can take risks. Now we can set sail again, kind of knowing our way around a little bit. We're a little bit better at sailing now. We can maybe avoid some storms and get to those really nice days. Yeah. This is a good general energy to have, and this tells me that you are ready. That you are ready. It's just a matter of kind of getting out of our head and our feelings about it, and let's get back out there. Let's set sail again. What's in our environment? Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is the wheel of the ship, right? You're at the helm here, or well, Spirit is. This is the wheel of fortune. Who's steering the boat, right? I think this is Spirit saying that Spirit's going to guide you to those nice days. This is the navigator, right? This is the timing, really. And it's kind of, it's time to get back on the open ocean and trust that Spirit will guide you, navigate you to where you're supposed to be. A lot of good days are ahead of you. This is really, to me, this is a really big confirmation with our whole sailing analogy that Spirit has got the wheel. And Spirit is steering you into really nice weather. This is fortune, great fortune. This is expansiveness. This is the trusting in the Jupiter energy. And Jupiter is all about success and expansion and prosperity, right? Wants the good days, right? Wants us to gain and experience and increase. This card's all about change, right? We're changing our viewpoint, changing our attitude, we're changing our lives. Yeah. The difficulty here, though, is, the storm. There it is. Look at that, 7 of Cups. That's a pretty swampy sea. That's a pretty stormy time. This is the card that we don't want. It's in the position of the fear, worry, concern, the obstacle. And the obstacle, the worry here for you is that what if you steer yourself? What if you don't know how to trust that Spirit is guiding you and you end up steering yourself into a storm? What if? Well, yeah, I mean, that's a real possibility. That's the interference that we see with our mind here. When our human consciousness tries to interfere and tries to really make these conscious decisions, sometimes we go against the subtle influence of Spirit. And our mind starts to meddle. And we can't trust our minds. We think we can, but we can't. So we have to trust in Spirit. We have to trust in our own intuition, our own soul, trust in the universe. Because we will self-sabotage. We'll steer ourselves right into a storm and we'll say, see, I told you it was just going to be a storm. We got to go back home to the safe harbor. We're going to prove ourselves right, just to so that we can go and do this thing. It's going to be, an I told you so moment. But there's confidence in this card. This is the confidence that you'll recognize when you start to take too much conscious control of the wheel. You can tell when you're going toward a storm. And that's when you kind of got to back off a little bit. You've got to let Spirit guide you. Have the confidence in yourself that you'll be able to recognize when you're aiming a little bit too close to the storm there. or that if you're in the storm, that you'll be able to navigate your way out of it with the help and trust in Spirit. Okay? This is no excuse. That's no excuse not to go for this. There we have the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is this is the best card, I think, so far, because this is saying that you have this vessel that is ready, prepared, that you are ship-shape, that even should you go through another storm or get close to it, it's not going to hurt you. You're protected. You're protected. But with that kind of protection, you could have the best ship in the harbor, the nicest, biggest, strongest, most powerful, most seaworthy ship ever. But what's the point if it never sails? Right? What's the point? You're just fencing yourselves in. You bought this wonderful yacht, but you never drive it. You never sail it. So I think that you are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. I think that you can handle a lot more than you admit. And I think you have a very keen perception. I think you have a very strong intuition, a very strong sense of the spiritual guidance in your life. You need to trust in that. You need to trust in yourself, not in your mind, not in your intellect, not in your thoughts, but trust in yourself, your true self. Because you're ready. You're ready to set sail again. Let's check out the mystery card, though, shall we? What could this one be? Well, maybe an Empress, maybe a 9 or a 10 of Cups. Yeah, I'm thinking Empress or 9 or 10 of Cups, right? Because we've got the water energy here, and we need to get past this 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is when, again, it's kind of like you make it to a storm. You say, see, I told you so. We should never have left the house. Well, I want the confidence to get through that storm or go around it and get to those good days. Right? I want a 9 or a 10 of Cups here. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Okay? Oh, yeah, look at that. 9 of Cups. Happiness. These are the good days. These are the good days that are waiting for you. And I really feel as if there are more good days out there than bad days. Right? There's more days of just pristine weather, beautiful weather, than there are stormy days, bad weather. Right? This is following your bliss. This is living your best life. This is pursuing happiness. Now, to pursue happiness, we've got to go around the storms. You have to know what you don't want in order to know what you do want. You have to know what things to avoid. You have to learn the red flags, the signs, the symbols. You can smell it in the air when there's going to be a storm. And so you know to get the heck out of there. Right? You know how to create more good days than bad days. You have to trust in the process. You got to get back out there and do it. You know? This is the perfect confirmation for this reading. Now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Aquarius, usually Mondays and Thursdays. This is a bonus just for you. Okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Right? Doesn't cost you anything, totally free. Leave some comments for me. I really do love to hear from you. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.